I'm Noodle Yeti, and this is an update on the channel. Last season, I was uploading weekly vaults and reviewing my gameplay to try and improve. At the end of the season, I stated that I wanted to continue maining Brewmaster and alt Subtlety Rogue. My goals have changed since then. As you can see, I'm not on either of those tunes. The reason is, I've come to the opinion that making these videos has minimal benefit. I started exploring different ideas. The one I'm going to share with you today is that I started learning how to use Unreal Engine 5. I've made a skeleton for a Temple Run / Subway Surfers type game. I've worked on a skeleton for something like Vampire Survivors, and I'm currently messing around with the bones of Tower Defense. I'll share some of my work with you today towards the end, but first I'd like to cover where I'm at in WoW, since this is, where this channel started. I will be continuing to do weekly vaults and gameplay reviews, but not for the goal I last set. For my new goal, I'll be starting with just Resto Druid, and I picked it for two reasons. First, nostalgia. This is not just any Resto Druid. This is the same tune and spec that I stepped into the World of Warcraft with. He's since undergone a name change and transitioned to High Mountain, but other than that, it's the one and the same. Second, he has the two professions that I pay my sub with. Late at night, I'll throw on a movie or TV show and just gather for 30 minutes to an hour. So combining every WoW activity I do into one tune feels nice. It feels simple, and it just feels right. As for talents, I have no idea what's meta or best. These are where I'm currently at. I know that I like to cat weave, so I picked the Wildstalker hero talents and all of the cat talents in the class tree. I think it's also a nice choice that it makes taking my interrupt convenient, and it also gives me easier access to two separate stops. If I need to flex into more defensive options, this pathing makes that easier. As for the spec tree, much like my approach to Brewmaster, I wanted to start by learning to rely on my base kit. To learn how to take advantage of my hots and their interaction with mastery. My general impression before beginning this journey is that healing with Resto Druid is very similar to Discipline Priest, but slightly more forgiving. Before a heal check, I will have to ramp my hots. Then, during, send a couple spot heals on those that I think are a little too low for comfort. Once it's over, I can allow the remainder of my hots to top people off. As far as dealing damage as a Resto Druid, it appears to be very friendly. Since hots are mostly instant cast and, by namesake, work over time, I'll have the space between to rake, rip, and bite. So yeah, that's where I'm at in WoW. And I think I'd like to take this time now to share a bit about the games I've made. This is the running game I made. It's taught me some of the basics on controlling simple things, triggering events, health and point systems, animation blueprints, and much, much more. The first iteration I made of this game was really fun. I honestly would get lost. I would just start playing it, and I'd just keep playing for fun. I might have started to try and find some things that I didn't like or wanted to change, and 30 minutes go by, and I'm like, oh crap, that's right, I was supposed to be doing something. Alright, the 30 minutes was an exaggeration. It would be more like 5 or 10 minutes would go by and I'd realize that I was just sitting there having fun, but I think you get the point. However, ever since then, I have changed things that I can't remember, and the game's just not quite the same. So I will have to chalk that up as something to learn from. To always keep a log of what was changed and when. So that way, in case I ever do kind of slightly impact the fun factor of a game, I can change it back. This was also my introduction to UI and levels. I learned how to make a UI and even some of the ways that these UIs can interact with the world around them, or how the world can interact with them. Next up, was the Vampire Survivor-like game. This is what introduced me to other actors besides the player. I kept them extremely simple and utilized only basic math to direct their movement. This taught me the importance of modularity, to simplify systems and to place them in blueprints that can be referenced by any actor. Essentially, think of it as a one and done type thing. If I create the system, I can simply copy and paste it into any project or game I want. Boom. The whole system is created and implemented anywhere I want it to be implemented. This is where I'm at now, a tower defense game. So far, this has taught me about the existence of AI and behavior trees within Unreal Engine. So far, I've utilized it to create a couple ways to path the enemies through the map. I've also created a basic targeting and priority system that I would like to start thinking about how to work this AI into. I need to create a way for the user to place down towers. Currently, there is no way. So, I mean, it ain't much of a tower defense game if you ain't got no way to place the dang tower. So yeah, that's what I've been doing instead of making videos. I'd like to end each weekly vault with an update on my progress in learning Unreal Engine as well. I'll be running at least 1 to 2 dungeons a week, and I'll be running my own key, but I make no promise that these will be in any way a high or impressive key level. So yeah, anyways, thank you for watching. That's the update, and that's what we'll be doing. Or what I'll be doing.